A shattered heart can destroy a person, or it can build an empire, and for a 21-year-old girl from North London, it did exactly the second. Long before she was selling out stadiums worldwide and winning every award imaginable, Adele Laurie Blue Adkins was just a girl with a notebook, a powerful voice, and a deep, agonizing pain that she didn't know what to do with. The story of how that pain transformed into the album 21 is not just a story of musical success, it is a masterclass in raw, unfiltered human emotion that changed the trajectory of modern pop music forever. To truly understand the phenomenon of 21, we have to look back at the roots of a girl who never actually wanted to be a traditional pop star. Growing up in Tottenham and later South London, Adele was raised by a single mother who encouraged her artistic side, but Adele's relationship with music was always deeply personal, almost like a diary. She attended the prestigious BRIT School, the same institution that produced talents like Amy Winehouse and Leona Lewis, but Adele wasn't trying to manufacture a specific image. She was just writing songs. In fact, her big break didn't come from a calculated marketing campaign, but because a friend posted her 3-song demo on MySpace. The internet did the rest, catching the attention of XL Recordings and leading to her debut album, 19. While 19 introduced the world to her incredible vocal range and soulful sensibilities, it was merely the spark before the explosion. What happened next is the definition of turning tragedy into triumph. Following the success of her debut, Adele entered a relationship that would completely consume her world. It was intense, passionate, and ultimately, devastatingly short-lived. When the relationship collapsed, she was left completely broken, facing a level of heartbreak that most people try to hide from the world. But instead of hiding, Adele walked into the studio and laid her soul completely bare. She began collaborating with legendary producers like Rick Rubin and Paul Epworth, but the core of the music remained purely her. Think about the first time you heard Rolling in the Deep. That pounding, driving beat wasn't just a rhythm, it sounded like a frantic heartbeat, a declaration of war against the pain she was feeling. It was fierce, angry, and undeniably powerful. The song wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural shift. It proved that you didn't need flashy electronic synths or upbeat dance tracks to dominate the global charts. You just needed raw, undeniable energy. And just when the world thought they understood the vibe of the new album, Adele dropped Someone Like You. The contrast between those two songs is exactly why this album connected with millions of people across the globe. If Rolling in the Deep was the anger of a breakup, Someone Like You was the crushing weight of acceptance. Armed with nothing but a piano and her devastatingly honest vocals, Adele sang about the agonizing reality of seeing the person you love move on with someone else. It is a song so universally relatable that it transcends language barriers and cultural differences. When she performed it at the BRIT Awards, standing alone on a massive stage with just a microphone, time seemed to stop. You could hear a pin drop in the arena, and by the time she finished, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. That single performance propelled the album into an entirely different stratosphere of fame. But maintaining that level of emotional intensity on a global stage comes with a massive cost. As 21 continued to break records, staying at number 1 on the charts for weeks that turned into months, the physical toll on Adele became severe. The constant touring and the sheer power required to sing those songs night after night took a devastating toll on her vocal cords. In the middle of her meteoric rise, she suffered a vocal cord hemorrhage that threatened to end her career permanently. The world held its breath as she underwent high-risk throat surgery, wondering if the voice that had captured the global consciousness would ever sound the same again. Her comeback at the Grammys was nothing short of legendary. Walking away with 6 awards in a single night, Adele proved that she wasn't just a temporary trend, she was a once-in-a-generation icon. The album 21 went on to sell over 31 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of the 21st century and cementing her place in music history alongside legends like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. It revived the physical music industry at a time when digital piracy and streaming were threatening to destroy it, proving that people will still buy music if it speaks directly to their souls. Adele's journey shows us that true art doesn't come from perfection, but from the courage to be completely vulnerable. She didn't fit the mold of the typical 2010s pop star, and she didn't try to. She wore her heart on her sleeve, sang her truth, and in doing so, gave millions of people a voice for their own silent heartbreaks. The legacy of 21 is a reminder that our deepest pains can sometimes lead to our greatest achievements. Which song from this iconic album is your absolute favorite, and where were you when you first heard it? Let me know in the comments below. If you loved diving into this emotional musical journey, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another deep dive into the stories behind the world's biggest music icons. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.